Hey everyone, how's it going? Um, I'm going to talk about the interview over there with Oprah Winfrey, with Kamala and Oprah Winfrey. Now, I'm sure my friends who were conservatives and Republicans, they all noticed this. But I don't think my Democratic friends pay attention to it because they hate Trump so much that it doesn't matter. That they will just overlook a lot of stuff just not to vote for Trump because they hate him as a person, which is really ridiculous. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that hate other people, but they're still gonna vote for them. Like, you hate Trump so much that you're gonna vote for Kamala Harris, that has absolutely, positively not one good policy for this country. And you're gonna vote for Kamala Harris that quotes the Marxist book from Karl Marx and the communist regime dialogue that she says. You guys are just missing it, and you can just go and look it up, and I don't have to even explain it to you. I mean, this is how bad it is. So she goes to this interview. Now, this is how twisted and demented she is, okay? She goes to this interview and she says that she's a gun owner, and that if anybody comes into her house, they're gonna get shot. And then she laughs and giggles. She says, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that." Now, is she mocking us, or is she telling the truth? Because more than likely she's telling the truth, because that would be the natural first instinct of any person that has a gun or doesn't have a gun, is they're going to protect their family. And that's great. I'm sure her husband has a gun. Whatever it is, protect your family. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Democrat, Republican, independent, that doesn't make a difference. Okay, what's important is the fact that she thinks she's above us. Okay, now you guys are going to listen, because I keep preaching this, and I feel like sometimes I'm just banging my head up against the wall, especially with my Democratic friends. She says one thing, but she wants another thing. And trust me when I tell you this, because it's a fact. It's not a fictional thing, okay? She will keep her gun. Yes, she will. You won't, because that's what the Marxism and socialism and communism does. They have to disarm the people, because if they don't disarm the people, then they uprise. So if you disarm the people and you keep your guns, you could be protecting yourself, but they can't protect themselves. So you're an easy target. Okay? Unburdened by what has been. Okay? Now, that's a direct quote out of a book, and it's not a paraphrase. It's not a quotation for like an expiring quotation. It's a quote out of the Marxist playbook, okay? And what it basically says in the 1, 2, 3 of life is, forget about what happened in the past, because we're gonna rewrite it. We're gonna wash it away. It never existed anymore, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's what it tells you, okay? So it's basically saying there's a new light. Concentrate on this new light. Forget about that old light. Doesn't exist anymore. So now, during the debate, she did this. Every time she was asked a question, she skirted around it by giving these like speeches of how she was raised by a independent woman, and this, and she was middle class, and she was this and that, blah 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 blah. Okay. On Oprah, the audience was asked her 3 different questions. Okay. Immigration, economy, and the border. She didn't answer not one of them. Not one. She talked about diversity. She talked about equality. She talked about having a better life. But none of it pertained to what the question was. You know, it was all stuff that, you know, she wants you to hear. But it absolutely meant nothing, because there was no substance to it, because it had nothing to do with the questions, okay? Saying how a good quality of life will be doesn't tell you that she's going to make the border more secure, or worrying about the, you know, going after price gouges, because there's not price gouges. That's nonsense. Everybody's doing the same thing. They're raising their prices to meet the economic portions of the country. That's not price gouging. That's your ass. That's inflation. Because you turn around and did all this crap, now the prices of food have gone up, because it's supply and demand. You know, a couple of weeks ago I talked about medication, about how we can't get, you know, Mounjaro because they're putting it out there to the public for weight loss. Awesome. Yay. Great. But don't you think before they did that, they should have bulked up their supply to keep the diabetics, you know, getting their medicine while they try to bring this on to the public? Most insurance companies like mine, they won't pay for that for weight loss, because it's for diabetes. But I don't want to get too far off the track, because I want to stick with the no answer portion. So the reason I'm saying this is, how can you vote for somebody that doesn't have an answer for anything? You want a person who's going to be able to say, yeah, this, and this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to change. This is how we're going to go forward. Now, I know that Trump could be a real pain in the ass. I do. I mean, I'm not saying that, because there's times I wish he would just stop that stupid rhetoric that he does and become more presidential. But here's what I say to that as well. Trump's a typical New Yorker, okay? And no offense to my New York friends, because I love you guys. You know, you're great. We have a lot of laughs together. We hang out. You know, it's fun. But New Yorkers are known to be bold, arrogant, and pushy. And that's a fact. I mean, I'm not, like I said, and I know my friends from New York are going to break my chops about it, but hey, guys, you know, I love you. You know, I got your backs. So don't kill me about that New York comment. But anyway, their politics, New York politics suck. You know, they're just horrible. So anyway, but the point is, like I said, she doesn't answer any questions, and she's not going to answer any questions. So how are you going to vote for someone that doesn't have an answer? Now, she's making a bunch of false statements, and no one's back, you know, checking on it. Now, she claims that there's not one active duty soldier abroad in a combat zone or a dangerous area that's actively deployed. And that's bull, because we have them, and they're out there, and they're still out there. They're still in Afghanistan. They're still in places that they shouldn't be. I don't want to say too much, because whatever, just in case, I don't know. I just don't want to give away anything, just in case I'm being listened to. But that's what it is. So there's a lie, okay? But those guys that they don't really tell you where they're, they say, well, then where are we? That, you know what I mean? And that was right after that was right while she was saying it, that was recorded. And those guys let her know that she's lying. You know, she lied about Charlottesville, okay? And it was debunked, CNN, and actually it was really funny, because CNN said it wasn't true, what she said. And CNN is pro-Democrat. So, what else? She said, there was a few different things. But, I mean, every interview she goes to, or everything she has to say, she never answers a single question. Now, me, personally, if you can't answer my question, if you can't look me in the eye, first of all, and talk to me, then I know you're lying. But if you can't answer any questions that I ask you, then that tells me two things. One, you have no idea what's going on. You're clueless. And two, you don't want to answer me because you can't answer me, because you don't have an answer for it. Now, we've been going back and forth with this earring thing because, I don't know, unless she's on some kind of hypnotic drug or, some kind of therapy, because I've noticed she hasn't been cackling as much anymore. So, I don't know what they did with that. Now, for a person who cackles every time she gets nervous, extremely nervous, and for it not to be laughing like that, cackling. Why am I having trouble with that word this morning? But anyway, something's up. So, long story short is, we can't trust her because she lies. Just like Tim Walz, he lies. Now, you notice all of a sudden it's this military stuff came up with Tim, Walz. You haven't heard from him. You haven't really seen him. They took him away from her. So, no more support VP, no support dog. So she's on her own. Now, something went down at the White House, and she probably should have been there because Joe Biden wasn't. Jill was. But she should have been there, and she wasn't. So we really don't have, I don't know what's going on. I really would like to know what's going on. But it looks as if we don't really have a commander-in-chief. Because ever since the shit went south and they booted his ass off the trail, he hasn't been doing anything. He's just clocking time now. It's, because he knows, we're coming into October, November, the election, December, January, he's out the door. So does he really care anymore? I don't think so. But we don't have a real commander-in-chief at this moment in time. So I don't know who's running the country, whether it's the fucking Pelosi and crowd or, who knows, the cabinet running the country. I really would like to know. So, did they Article 25 Biden and she's really the president and we're not we don't know it yet? They're not telling us? Because, that could be them. They are pretty slick. They like to do stuff like that. So, anyway, that's another reason why you guys are getting screwed over, you Democrats. Just to go back to where I was talking, as far as Kamala Harris goes, you guys got rooked because now you didn't vote for Harris. You didn't ask for Harris. You didn't, campaign for Harris. You didn't do anything for Harris. So they put Harris there for you. It was like, okay, here you go. This is who you get. Like it or not, take it. That's going to be your candidate. Too bad, so sad. Perfect, another puppeteer, because like Joe Biden, brain dead, they were doing everything they possibly can to keep him under the lid and make him, do whatever they said. Well, I think it backfired on him because when the dementia started in, and yes, it is, because let's face it, the guy's out. He's done. I think he started telling what he actually felt, the truth, his truth, not their truth, his truth. Because how can you just flip a switch like that? that just amazes me. So he's, whew, you know. And what about the last town hall I saw? You know, I'm sure you guys also saw it, when that old gentleman gave him the mega hat and he put it on, right? Now, anybody with any kind of dislike for somebody, I would have played it off. Oh, yeah, thank you. You got the hat. But as soon as I left that guy's sight, I would have gave the hat to somebody, you know, told him to do something with it, throw it out, I don't care what you do with it, to get rid of it. He still had that hat in his hand when he was getting on Air Force One at the end and going to the next place. So why was he still holding that hat? That just made me wonder, you know. So that was another thing. I know I got off a little bit about Kamala Harris, but I pretty much touched every basis I could possibly think of about her and what I thought of her, without going into a tirade, swearing rant, because I can't stand her. I can't stand her because she's a liar, and she's just a socialist Marxist. And I said a while back, you know, that they're bordering so far left that they're almost bordering, you know, communism. They're democratic socialists. And one of my friends, well, used to be my friend. I guess he's no longer my friend because he deleted me because he says that I'm going to scare people away because of what I'm saying. Well, if I'm scaring you away because I'm telling you the truth, or I'm telling you my opinion, you know, from what I see and my political view, then you're really not my friend. And I'm okay with you just saying bye-bye because it doesn't hurt me. So bye-bye if that's the way you feel. You know, I just don't want to see you guys get burnt. We're suffering, and you know that old rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Well, you know, it's happening. So, but anyway, we're going through troubled times, and we need our country. You know, it's one of the reasons why I started this YouTube page, because it's really just an awareness deal. You know, it's one of the reasons why I chose to do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, first thing, because we've gotten away from it, and we're not living the way we should be living, as far as the way with the government, you know, is treating us, and how we kind of like abandoned our beliefs, you know. So I thought it was a great idea to start the day off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then also a nice little silent prayer, because we don't do it, you know, and we really need to. I mean, we were raised on it. It didn't hurt us, right? I mean, I remember doing it every day, you know, and church on Sunday, you know. Some people hated it, some people didn't go. It was okay. I mean, it is what it is. It was the way we were raised. It was the way we were brought up. So, anyway, it's time to go just chill out with my friends and see if we can't solve the world's problems. Peace out. Love you. Talk to you soon.